You're watching Autofocus, Philippine Television's Automobile Authority, and it's time for our head-to-head for this week. The compact SUV club used to be a very exclusive group. What was once shared by only 3 brands is now hotly fought by most of the big players. This week we present a head-to-head with 2 top competitors that weren't even there 10 years ago. Our 2 entries in this week's head-to-head are the Chevrolet Captiva and the Hyundai Tucson, both with turbo diesel engines and all-wheel drive. It's bound to be a good bout.
Modern families have modern needs, and few cars can do it all quite like the compact SUV. The arrival of the turbo diesel has only helped highlight SUVs as viable sedan alternatives. These two make it all the more tempting. The lure starts at the Chevrolet camp with a car aptly named Captiva. The Captiva was intended to be sold throughout the world. It can be seen in its design that it is neither too feminine nor too masculine. The grille is simple but distinctive. A large bow tie sits at the very center. The smooth angular bumper is only broken up by the fog lights. Underneath is a wide strip for air intake. At the very bottom of the bumper is a skid plate for adventure off-road sojourns. From the headlights, a shoulder line runs across the body. Like compact cars, the side mirror is mounted on the door, not the window. After the large fender flares, you'll also note a distinctive side intake. This starts the waistline, giving the side of the Captiva a Coke bottle shape. In the other corner is Hyundai's new Tucson, with a sports car-inspired form and new engine to match. Where the Captiva is conservative, the Tucson goes daringly. Sharp panel creases and flowing lines help give it that coupe-like profile. The angular headlights are the first to draw you in. They then direct eyes to the hexagon grille. It's bisected by a pseudo bumper with a Hyundai logo floating in between. Lower in front are the fog lights on the far corners, while a skid plate invades the area from the bottom. Towards the side, the sharp creases come into clearer view. They serve as eyebrows to the wheel wells. Side mirrors are mounted on the windows, giving a better view of the tapered middle. Inside, the Tucson forms an otherworldly cockpit. Rather than a character line across the dashboard, the front is divided into 2 pods. Recesses on either side house the steering wheel and glove box. Vertical aircon vents give a space-age feel, while speaker housings protrude on the sides. The center stack doesn't seem like a stack at all. The stereo unit is housed in its own pod. It can hold 6 CDs in-dash, AM/FM radio, or play any MP3 player via the USB slot in the bottom. Sound is channeled through 6 speakers and a subwoofer throughout the car. The Captiva, by contrast, has a very straightforward interior. Brushed aluminum accents run along the dashboard and doors. They sit just under the vertical aircon vents. They meet in the center to make a T. Inside those 2 T's is the tower of a console. It holds a storage compartment, clock, stereo, and climate control in that order. The stereo buttons seem arranged like a luxury phone. It plays CDs, channeling sound through 6 speakers. An aux port allows the connection of an MP3 player. Passengers will likely enjoy a ride in the Captiva. High-mount second-row seats give a tiered view of the road in front. Like the Tucson, this whole bench can fold down 60/40 to accommodate bulky cargo. The fight's not just about interior amenities. These cars have some go under the hood. Beneath the Captivas is a 2.0-liter common rail turbo diesel that will easily pull the Captiva along. There's some 150 horsepower at 4,000 RPM and 32 kg-meters of torque at 2,000 RPM on tap. The Tucson, on the other hand, won't be left behind. Not with a similar 2.0-liter common rail turbo diesel under the hood as well. It exceeds the Captiva in power with some 174 horsepower at 4,000 RPM. Torque is a hefty 40 kg-meters of force just at 2,000 RPM. Spec for spec, the battle certainly is tight. In this case, the devil truly is in the details. The Tucson may have the edge on power, tech, and options, but the Captiva has the advantage in size and seating. Those seeking simple and subtle urban transport with space for 7 will find a lot to like in the Captiva. The Tucson, however, is likely to lure the trendy and tech-savvy younger buyers. Either way, neither will disappoint. with more than enough style and sophistication a modern SUV should have.
The battle for the top compact rages on, and if these two are any example, the buyer only stands to benefit. It's time once again to take a short break, and coming right up is a special feature with the highlights of the recently held Chevrolet Ride and Drive to Tagaytay City with the Trailblazer and the Sonic. Be right back, don't change channels.